Well, agriculture is the state's largest industry, and Nebraska 4-H is working to bring a greater knowledge to agriculture around the state.
Now, part of that effort now includes an online game. Joining us now with more on this is Dave Bullholtz. He is the project coordinator and creative director for Raising Nebraska. Nice to have you here, Dave.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So what can you tell us about the new game?
Well, this is an online game called Nebraska by the Numbers, and it's designed to really meet the educational preferences of today's youth. And as you play the game, you start to learn some really interesting statistics and facts about Nebraska agriculture. And at the same time, I think you're also exposed to the wide diversity of agriculture in the state, which is kind of an important thing for people to know. We're more than corn and cattle and pigs and soybeans, right? And so as you go through the game, you're required or you're challenged to answer each question correctly before you can move on to the next category. The categories are, corn and soybeans, beef and pork, food processing, exports, you name it, natural resources. So you learn a lot of really interesting things that I think may even surprise ag aficionados like the Vanderfurts.
Yeah, that would be fun to see and learn about. Yeah. What is the game? Who is the game for, I guess? Is it for kids or adults? Or?
Primarily for 4-H youth, John. Okay. It's a 4-H initiative, and it's part of Raising Nebraska's initiative to get beyond the walls of the building at the Nebraska State Fair. So this is going to be online. It'll be used by 4-H leaders and 4-H youth, but anybody can play the game because it's online and it's free. So if they go to raisingnebraska.net, there's a link right there that'll take you to be able to play the game and see how much you know and maybe don't know about Nebraska agriculture.
Well, we get a little competitive, so.
Yeah, that's true.
You're thinking speak for yourself.
You can do it. The game is timed, so you can decide who you can learn who's probably faster at answering some of the questions.
Yeah.
So.
That could be kind of fun to do on the air. We should try it sometime.
Oh, we should try that.
Yeah.
How many people can play at one time?
Well, since it's online, you can play, you would be playing on your own device, for example. So if you both kicked on your tablet or whatever, you could play against each other at the same time. You'll find out interesting things, like it takes 26 hours for a chicken to lay an egg, or that we have 22 million acres of pasture land in Nebraska, or that you can get 16 pounds of bacon from a single pig. These are some of the interesting things that you'll find out, but you'll also be exposed to the diversity of agriculture.
Yeah, and I think also really it kind of helps you, not take ag for granted. I think there's some things maybe you just take agriculture for granted sometimes, like that. Some of the things you just mentioned, and this really helps you to kind of digest it a little bit
Exactly,
more.
and I think the game itself acts as a really good jumping off point to talk about some things about agriculture in the state, like how food is produced and how animals are taken care of, and how much water is an important part of agriculture in this state, and why Nebraska is a leader nationally and globally in agriculture. You really start to find a way to discuss some of those types of things as you play this game and learn some of those statistics.
Okay.
So where can people learn more?
Raisingnebraska.net. If you go there online, you can actually play the game, right? There's a link to actually play the game. So it's not just a 4-H thing, though. It's developed for 4-H youth. Anybody can play, and we urge you to do so.
All right.
Sounds fun. All right, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Okay.